Seems to be working. Good swallow, everyone. Today is more or less the 5th anniversary of my doing these almost daily live streams. There's like 1,300 and some shows in the archive there. I started doing them on April 3rd of 2020. I had a real life gig yesterday, so I couldn't celebrate here in the studio. But here I am. 5 years later, and here are many of you 5 years later too. It's kind of amazing how many people have stuck with it, and this lovely community that's formed around this. Real friendships, many, many of them. And we've seen a lot of stuff together. So it's been an honor and a privilege, and I'm going to keep doing it for the foreseeable. I have a bunch of requests from different people today for different things, beginning with a couple of things dedicated to our dear friend Rich, who lost his mother overnight. So this is by way of Jill Swellville in honor of Rich's mom. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jai Guru Deva. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance around me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Jai Guru Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe. the birds that were singing are flown except you alone. Gonna leave this Brokedown Palace on my hands and my knees. I will roll, make myself a bed by the waterside. In my time, I will roll in a bed by the waterside. I will lay my head, listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Gonna take me, sing me sweet and sweet, sing me sweet and sweet, all the way back home. It's a far gone lullaby sung many years ago. Mama, many worlds I've come since I first left home. Going home by the waterside. I will rest my bones, listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. By the bank's green edge, it will grow. Sing a lullaby beside the water. Lovers come and go, the river. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Fare you well, I love you more than words can tell. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Why don't you listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul? requests for the anniversary and requests for just general requests. And there's one song that was requested by 2 people. So. How much is enough? How much higher can you pile your stuff? If everything you own was stacked, would it reach to Mars and back? Your children's children's children couldn't ever spend it all. What's holding up this ball? It used to be turtles, now it's Teslas all the way down. It used to be turtles, now it's Teslas all the way down. You pledge allegiance to your party, United States of Vince Lombardi. Winning is the only thing. You need more fingers for all your rings. Pledge allegiance to your party, United States of Vince Lombardi. Winning is the only thing. You need more fingers for all your rings. So where does this all end? How much is enough, my friend? Up in orbit looking down on this growing shanty town. To your next big win, your star will never fall. What's holding up this ball? It used to be turtles, now it's Teslas all the way down. It used to be turtles, now it's Teslas all the way down. It used to be turtles, now it's Teslas all the way down. Oh, let's see, Jill Westing. such a lovely planet. Wonder how it came to be. Was it chaos or creation? Was it God or entropy? Now the spirit may be sleeping, but it dwells in every heart. I put my faith in nature, of which we are a part. There are many here among us who believe this world is theirs, and when it's beaten and depleted, they will rise into the air, and the ones who don't believe them face a dark eternal grave. No one knows, but they are certain. Save us from the same. I put my faith in nature, what I hear and smell and see, until I meet that higher power. I'll do what makes sense to me. And if what I would call a good life is what you would call depraved, give me freedom from religion. Save us from the same. I honor your tradition, and I insist you honor mine. In a world with any justice, blasphemy is not a crime. You believe what you believe in, I respect your wish to pray. But if you try to make me join you, I'll resist you all the way. I'm not saying I know better, I'm just saying we don't know, till the day we get an answer. I go where my heart says go. It's a narrow-minded Jesus I see reflected in your eyes. He was all about compassion. If he knew you, he would cry. I put my faith in nature, what I hear and smell and see, until I meet that higher power. I'll do what makes sense to me. And if what I would call a good life is what you must call depraved, Give me freedom from religion. Save us from the same. Save us from the same. Let my inspiration flow in token rhyme, suggesting rhythm that will not forsake me till my tale is told and done. While the fire lights aglow, strange shadows from the flames will grow, till things we've never seen will seem familiar. Shadows of a sailor forming, winds both foul and fair all swarm. Down in Carlisle he loved a lady many years ago. Beside him stands a man, a soldier, from the looks of him, who came through many fights but lost and won. While the storyteller speaks, a door within the fire creaks, suddenly flies open, and a girl is standing there. Eyes alight with flowing hair, all that fancy paints as fair. She takes her fan and throws it in the light stand. Which of you to gain me tell, risk uncertain pains of hell? I will not forgive you if you will not take the chance. The sailor gave at least a try, the soldier being much too wise. Strategy was his strength, not disaster. Coming out again, the lady fairly leapt at him. That's how it stands today. You decide if he was wise. The storyteller makes no choice. Soon you will not hear his voice. His job is to shed light, not to master. with sense and color, hold away despair. More than this I will not ask, faced with mysteries dark and vast. Statements just seem vain at last. Some rise, some fall, some climb to get to Terrapin. Counting stars by candlelight, all are dim but one is bright. The spiral light of Venus rising first and shining best. Oh, from the northwest corner of a brand new crescent moon, crickets and cicadas sing a rare and different tune. Terrapin Station, in the shadow of the moon. Terrapin Station, and I know we'll be there soon. I saw the folk process sampling pina coladas at Trader Joe's. And she's buying a stairway to Graceland. The folk process don't need no education. The folk process wishes it didn't know now what it didn't know then. The folk process sings like Neil Young on purpose. The folk process started out in a cover band, but quickly developed a unique style all her own. The folk process is shopping a screenplay for a limited series on Cable about a blended family of vampire, mutant, superhero aliens. with no AI. The folk process shot a man in Reno just to watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. We're all just folks. We're all just folks. I said we're all just folks. We're all just folks. The folk process takes a sad song and makes it want to shout. The folk process just called to say she loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Melinda was mine till the folk process found her. You've got a lot of nerve to say the folk process is my friend. We're all just folks. We're all just folks. I said we're all just folks. We're all just folks. The folk process is addicted to watching cat videos on the internet. The folk process is never very far from now. The folk process loses a little in the translation. The folk process grows more elaborate in the retelling. We're all just folks. We're all just folks. I said we're all just folks. We're all just folks. So this all started in April of 2020, when all my gigs dried up. It was going to be a very busy month for me. Two festivals and a tour, and man, I was actually in hot water at home because I was going to be away so much that month. But one by one, the pandemic hit, just all those gigs just dried up. One by one, they all snapped shut. And I just decided I better play every day so I didn't lose touch with being a musician and lose touch with what audience I could connect with. Look how that worked out. So it really was the best thing for me as a musician. I'm just at the top of my game because I play every day, and any regular gig that I get to do, I'm up for, because it means getting up out of the house and playing. So that's great. The sing-along thing I did last night was just wonderful, and a whole bunch of you were there, and I appreciate that so much. But I do a lot of different things for a living. I produce a syndicated radio show. I host another radio show. I've been teaching a class at Stanford for the last year. And I'm working on a new book. I'm doing interviews for a photo book by Bill Lemke. He took pictures of deadheads in the 80s, and he's taking pictures of them again now. And I'm talking to them about their lives in between. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience and a great job to be doing. But there's a Kickstarter open on it right now, by the way. If you go to Kickstarter and look for Aging Gratefully, it'd be lovely if you would pre-order a book and help us make it happen. But that's one of the things about playing music every day. This is a spiritual practice and musical practice, but it's also just so that I don't forget that my main business here on earth is being a musician and the other stuff. I mean, I started being a journalist for concert tickets and records and stuff, and it wound up being a way to earn something approaching a living 50 years ago almost. And I've been able to do music-related stuff for a living my entire life, and it's been something, it's been a thin living at times, but I could hardly be happier and more fulfilled in life than being able to do all the things that I'm doing and get the mortgage paid. And that my fabulous wife, Rita, puts up with having a musical performance in her house every afternoon. It's another wonderful thing about her. She's the greatest. She often plays the ukulele along downstairs while I'm playing. So it's been an important part of keeping sane, keeping solved. You depend on the tip jar and the sales. By the way, that's another thing. The pandemic finally got me to open an online store, which has been a wise. I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I sell a lot of books and a few CDs online now at perfectable.net. And there's a tip jar there too. You can support what I'm doing just by throwing a few bucks in the tip jar. That's greatly appreciated. But the whole thing adds up to a very satisfying creative life. And a lot of you out there who are regular listeners to this and regular contributors to this are a huge part of happiness and satisfaction. Most notably Jill Swellville, of course. Yes, and life and song have endless variation, so we embrace the possibilities. The groove is what we all create together, with sympathetic synchronicity. Yes, what we seek is not just entertainment. What we make is not just rock and roll. Yeah, we're teaming up for spiritual entrainment, to fortify the body and the soul. Life is a jam, we live to jam. Our music is a soul collaboration. We sing and dance at every chance. It's a righteous conflagration of concerted inspiration. Our collective intuition brings our wishes to fruition. Jamming is a leap into the future. Uncertainty is not a thing to fear. Yes, when the music's playing us, no one has to steer the bus. We're Magellan, Captain Cook, and Marco Polo. What's next is not a jam, it's just a solo. Till we get there, and we don't know how it ends until it ends. We do our greatest work when we're not thinking, and no one can remember what played when. Yes, what we seek is not just entertainment. What we make is not just rock and roll. Yeah, we're teaming up for spiritual entrainment, to fortify the body and the soul. Life is a jam, we live to jam. Our music is a soul collaboration. We sing and dance at every chant. It's a righteous conflagration of concerted inspiration. Our collective intuition brings our wishes to fruition. Jamming is a leap into the future. Uncertainty is not a thing to fear. Yes, sir, when the music's playing us, no one has to steer the bus. Now, depending on my mood and random factors, I'll groove or jam or segue or just dance. Had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her own, isn't it good, Norwegian Wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on a rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until June, and then she said, "It's time for bed." In the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good? Norwegian Wood. Jesse wants to hear my angrily optimistic song. This is on a record called The Ones That Look the Weirdest Taste the Best. Well, the man who stole the future has an oil drum for a heart and a strange preoccupation with other people's private parts. They want us to do what they say, but I'd rather live my own damn way. We'll take our country back someday, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Yes, I know it's gonna get better, 'cause it almost always does. I can't say much about the who and how, but I believe it just because. Day by day our bonds unweave, mammon gloats as nature grieves. Oh, save us from these pious thieves. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna gonna get worse before it gets better, that I know it's gonna get better. Well, I love the world we live in, 'cause I live in it with you. So proud to be defined by what they buy. These righteous despoilers, these blood for oilers, taking orders from on high. And I don't know whose word I take about this God whose laws I break. I swan dive into that fiery lake. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Well, and darkened forces are clamping down on us unconforming souls, waving flags and bashing fags and burning truth like coal. Now I don't know, but I've been told that naming rights have all been sold. Hell is hot and heaven's cold, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Well, I love the world we live in, 'cause I live in it with you. It'll be interesting to see if I'm still here in 5 years doing this every day, but it's been a wonderful 5 years doing it so far. I thank all of you who are long-time participants, and I thank all of you who are brand new participants. I thank all of you who are occasional participants, and I thank all of you who are frequent participants, and I thank everybody who has contributed, bought a book, told their friends, shared the feed, shared the announcement, sent money, all of the above. I appreciate it more than I can tell you. And it's wonderful to have seen this lovely community grow up around it. And also, great thanks to Dawn Halsey for making this for me years ago. It became the perfect backdrop for my daily feeds. All right, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock California time. What's today? Friday? Yeah, tomorrow. Well, I don't know. Actually, it depends. I'm going to go March. Something's happening in downtown Oakland on our day, National Day of What the Fuck, and I want to be part of that. So I'll probably set up a replay just in case I don't get home in time. But if I get home in time, I'll play live. We'll see what happens. I hope everybody plans to do something tomorrow to assert the values of our democracy. And that's enough to say about that for now. Thank you for your support in every form it takes.